So, welcome to Wednesday morning's healing class. Today we're going to do some healing sounds. So the idea is that the whole of our universe is a vibration. And if you listen to Nikola Tesla says, you know, if you want to understand the incredible, extraordinary universe that we live in, look no further than vibration and energy, and he says something else, but the key to this is vibration. So today we're going to do healing sounds. And today I have a new microphone on, clipped to my jacket, and so hopefully the healing sounds will come out more clearly than they have been in the past few weeks. Okay, so we always start this class off with about 10 minutes of gentle warm-up. And there's a good reason for that, because I think that in order to bring about a decent healing, we want to get our blood and qi flowing well around the body. If you're watching the recording and you can't manage that, then you can always just, skip forward 10 minutes. But the other thing about the healing is that we try to do as much as we can, but if we find ourselves blocked, if you find that you can't really turn your body all the way around, do as much as you can, do the best you can, and then imagine that you can do the complete movement. And what happens is that by imagining it, over time, our bodies will start to accept that that's a possibility. And when they start to accept that's a possibility, things start to change in the body. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to stand with our feet at shoulder width apart, the knees gently bent, the back nice and straight. And then what we're going to do is gently turn and look back over the shoulder and just see how the back feels. Back to the front and do the other side. To the front and do the other side. And again. Good. Okay, so if everything feels okay in the spine, then we're just going to open the whole exercise up. Gently turning from side to side, opening the palms up so they gently tap onto your liver, onto your spleen, onto the side of the body. The wrists come around the back and tap on the small of the back. Okay, so we're going to open this up a little bit. We'll slow down slightly, but now we make the move a little bit longer. Look over the shoulder, let the whole body open up. Nice long opening turns, look back over the shoulder, stretch the spine out and really let the whole thing open up. Okay, very good. So we're just going to let the whole exercise gently slow down, bit by bit, gently. Just stop. Dry throat today. I'm just going to do some simple forward and back bends. Oh, we haven't done our pulling down the heavens yet. So just hands on the earth, lift up. Gather and gently pour the chi down through the body. So this helps to stabilize the body after we've done an exercise. These first exercises we do are called chi disruptors. And so they just kind of change the flow of the energy in your body. Or in the mornings, they kind of kickstart the flow of energy in your body. And so the idea is that when we sleep, the chi kind of goes to sleep as well. It stops moving around the body quite so vigorously. And also it's noted that chi kind of pools in the big muscles of your body. And so in the back of your legs, buttocks, the back of your arms, the chi kind of like goes to sleep there. And so when we wake up first thing in the morning, it's good to get it going using techniques like this. And basically this vibrates and shakes the chi, you know, and gets it moving in that way. Now we're going to do forward and back bends, opens up the spine, but it gets the chi moving in a different direction as well. Okay, so lift the hands up, stretch up as we've just done before. And then we're just going to coordinate our arms and ears. Don't press your arms and ears together, just coordinate them. Tip over the arms and ears together. And then start to bend into the upper back, middle back, lower back. And then let the body just gently hang down. Okay, so imagine your foot split into 4 pieces. First of all, we stretch down towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. In line with our insteps. And release. And then back towards the heels. Nice deep bend. And release. Body just hangs and relaxes. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body. Roll the spine up, bring up the head and arms and ears together. Stretch up, blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back. And up, back. Stretch up, back. And up, back. Stretch up. Okay. Coordinating the arms and ears, they gently tip over together. Then the upper back starts to bend, the middle back starts to bend, the lower back starts to bend. Let the body hang down and relax. So we're just imagining a line drawn between the tips of our toes. Gently stretch down towards that line and just hold that stretch for a second and release. In line with the roots of the toes where they come out of your foot essentially. Stretch down towards that line. And release. In line with the insteps of your foot, stretch down towards those. And release. And in line with your heels, or as deep as you wish to go. Good. Relax and release. Lift the tailbone up behind, push tailbone to the front of the body, start to roll the spine up, head, arms and ears come up, stretch up, blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back, straighten up, gently back, straighten up, gently back, and up. Once more. Back. Stretch up. Arms up into the blue sky. Okay, so the arms and the ears coordinated. We tip over, but this time try and keep your legs straight. So we tip over the arms and ears.
Fold into the upper back, to the middle back, into the lower back. Body hangs down and relaxes. Stretch gently towards the toes and release, in line with the roots of the toes, and release, in line with the insteps, and release, back towards the heels. Okay, body just hangs and relaxes. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front of the body, the spine gently rolls up, the head and arms and ears come up together. Stretch up, blue sky chi. Okay, knees and hips gently go forward, you softly lean backwards and up, backwards and up, back and up, back, stretch up. Last time then. So arms and ears going over together, the legs stay straight. Tip over the arms and ears, go into the upper back, into the middle back, into the lower back. The body just hangs and relaxes. With the nice straight legs, stretch gently towards your toes and hold and release. In line with the roots of your toes, just hold and release. In line with your insteps, just hold and release. And eventually back to your heels and release. Let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone to the front of the body, roll the spine up and the head and the arms and the ears come up. Gently come up, stretch up, blue sky chi. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back and up, back and up, back, stretch up, back. Great, and hands up in the blue sky. Just allow the hands to gently drift down the sides of the body, drawing down, floating down, sinking down, relaxing down. Let's gather chi. Lift chi up. Pour chi down. Draw chi down. Sink chi deep into the belly. Lift and gather. Gently pull. Lift and gather. And gently pull. Draw the chi down. Move the chi deep into the belly. Okay, very good. So last exercise is a side bend. Okay, so we're just going to bend sideways. Raise the right hand up into the blue sky. Breathe in as you do so. When you breathe out, head across to the left-hand side. Just feel the right side of your body gently opening up. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. And head right. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. And head left. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head to the right. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over.
Breathe in, stretch up. Head to the left. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. And across to the right. Okay, lovely. Take both hands up into the blue sky. Let's drift the hands down the side of the body. That just allows everything to float gently down. Allows the chi to settle inside your body. Gather chi for the last time. Lift up. And pour down. Draw the chi down through the body. Lift up. Okay, one more time. We'll just gather and lift up. And this time we'll take the hands down to the belly. Just settle the hands on the belly button. One palm on top of the other palm. Those palms on top of your belly button. Everything centered deep inside the belly. This is where we store all our vital energy. So we connect with the mind deep inside the belly, the hands on top, the mind inside, whole body gently relaxed. Okay, so we're just going to create our chi field. So the idea here is that this is how we connect across time and space. We move beyond the physicality realm. We move into the realm of chi. And by allowing ourselves to become chi beings, we can also connect through our 𝐸1T. So 𝐸1T is the highest form of consciousness in a human being, or the highest form of consciousness in the universe. It's called human Hunyuan Chi, and lets us connect with the consciousness of the universe. We can only do that in this still mind state. So we use Dr. Pang's 8 phrases to get to that idea. So I'll sing it for you, and then after that I'll translate it for you. So if you just stand steady. To Tien Che Di Chin Song Yi Chang Wa Jiam Ne Jiam Shin Chong Ma Yinyam Bo Chi Shenju Tai Kung Shen Yi Jiao Ti Jiao Shen Rong Rong Jiao Shen Rong Rong Jiao Shen Rong So the first line says, feel that you can connect through your feet into the earth below. Feel that you can connect from your head up into the blue sky. But then it goes beyond that. Just go beyond the earth, out into the universe. Above the blue sky, out into the universe. And the implication is in front of you, out into the universe, behind you, to the left and right. In what Dr. Pang calls 1,000 directions, we dissolve into the universe. Let the mind relax, the body expand. The mind can be quite tense sometimes, so we just allow our mind to gently relax. Let the body soften. Into your knees, relax. Tailbone slightly tucked forward, relax. Chin gently drawn backwards, relax. Tailbone sinks down, top of the head lifts up, and relax. Mind expands through the body. Just see how your body feels. Experience your body. Experience your feet, your toes, ankles and calves, knees and thighs, your hips and your pelvis. Lift 𝐬𝐿 between your legs. Little acupuncture point between the legs. Just like tightening the muscles there, Mula Bandha in yoga. Just lifting there. It's only one point of tension really in the whole body. Otherwise we're trying to relax our abdomen, trying to relax the chest, the shoulders, try to relax. Neck is long and tucked in, but also relaxed as well, so the mind can gently explore through the body. And then you can feel into the chi field around you. Feel the 𝐬𝐥𝐿 layer, the energy chi layer around your body. Then feel the chi of your chi body. It's a meter in front, a meter behind, left, right, up and down. There's a kind of bubble of chi around you. And then we feel into our chi room. See how the workspace feels. And if you're outside, you know, your area. In order to do this, we have to really relax our mind, quieten the mind. Because very often the mind pops up thoughts. That's not a problem. It's just the thing that the mind does. We're trying to quieten the mind down now. So as a thought pops up, you just gently brush it aside. Think, okay, that's fine. I'll deal with you later, and push the thought off to one side. When we stop and relax like this, when we feel into our body and then we feel into our chi field, then we feel into our chi space, the room around us, it's an easy step for us to think about moving further. There are classes all over the globe at this very minute doing the same thing as you. But in 𝐸𝐿 we say no time, no space. And so the implication here is that you don't even have to be doing it at the same time. And then if there is truly no time and no space, then all the people who have ever done this class before you, or the people who will ever do it after you, can all still connect into the chi space. Time is very much a construct of our logical brain. So just imagine connecting with millions of people across the globe. All the teachers, Dr. Pang. This is where we get real healing from, when we become this vast chi family. Good information pouring into your life. You soaking yourself in the chi field. So we're going to be in this lovely chi state all the way through our exercises. try not to lose this feeling of connection. So today we're going to work on the 6 sacred sounds of healing. It's interesting that normally things come in 5s when they refer to the organs. 5 major organs being the heart, who's called the emperor, and the lungs, who are often referred to as the prime minister. And they have these kind of like wonderful titles. The spleen is the minister of grain or the granary or whatever it is. And the idea is that the spleen is the place where you kind of store chi for processing. And so that would be like the grain. And the prime minister is the sort of the lungs, which are kind of like presenting a roof over the top of your heart. So the prime minister is the kind of, I don't know, first layer of protection for the emperor. So we have all these kind of like personifications. Unsurprisingly, the minister of the kidneys is something like the minister for waterworks, because of course kidneys do all the filtration and so forth. And the liver, I never remember the liver, but the liver is all about blood and flow, and so maybe he's the minister for transport, I don't know. I'll try and remember. But anyway, so we have these 5 major organs, and normally there's 5 sounds, and indeed in this set there are 5 sounds, but the 6th sound is a sound that kind of brings everything together. And so it's a sort of a unifying sound, if you like. It refers very specifically to something called the triple burners. So the triple burners, the body in Chinese medicine is often seen as 3 cavities. So there's the cavity that's kind of below your diaphragm, and that would include your sort of sexual organs and your excretory organs and things like that. And then there's the sort of the central cavity, which is above the diaphragm and underneath your lungs, and that's called the middle burner. Everything that's in there is the middle burner, and that has your heart in it, and it has your the digestive system, and and the upper part of it is the lungs. The sort of the top part of the capsule, if you like, the top third, is called the top burner, and that contains your lungs. And so the triple burners, or triple heaters as they're often known, is a very sort of esoteric Chinese thing, not one that I use very much, as you can probably tell. But anyway, the idea is that it includes everything in the whole of the sort of the trunk of your body, all of the main operating system, shall we say, heart and lungs, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, and liver. And so everything in this, so the 6th tone is seen as being a unifying tone that brings the other 5 together. But the 5 tones, there's 1 for each organ. And so the idea is that if you stimulate each of your organs and you have them vibrating at a healthy working level, then everything is going to work well in your body. So these are the kind of the foundation stones for everything in the body. So just a little note on how we make these sounds. When you breathe in, your weight is gently distributed forwards towards your toes. And that's where it normally is anyway, because we have our knees bent, and that bent knee process really brings the weight into the front of the foot, and your heel feels a little bit lighter. So, as a reminder, we always say, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone gently forwards, let the tailbone sit down, let the top of the head stretch up, sink forward into the knees. So we have all of the weight in the front of the foot. It's what's known as 70-30. 70% at the front of the foot, 30% at the heel. So when we breathe in through our nose if possible. If your nose is unblocked, you can use your mouth if you have to, but we try to breathe in through the nose with the weight forward on the toes. Take a deep breath in. And then shift the weight slightly back to your heels and breathe out through your mouth. Move the weight forward to your toes. Breathe in through your nose. Gently settle back to the heels and breathe out. Breathe in through the nose, weight back to the heels, breathe out through the mouth. So we're going to make sounds with our mouths, that's why we're practicing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, weight forward into the toes, breathe in through the nose. Weight back to the heels, breathe out through the mouth. And then just go back to gentle breathing. So when the weight is forward in your toes, you're activating what's called the fire path in your body. So there are fire organs, and there are kind of, well, the heart is the most obvious fire organ, but the liver is also fire as well. And then we move back to the kidneys, and the kidneys are the water organ. And so we have this kind of forward movement where we're generating fire and warmth inside our body. And then as we go backwards, we're generating cool and calm in our body. And so the idea between that is to find a balance between fire and water. And so it used to be a kind of an ancient alchemical idea. I can't particularly describe it well, but it's this idea of fire inside water and the two of them coexisting. It's this, yeah, I can't exactly remember how the alchemical image works. Okay, so it's something that kind of reminds me of an underwater volcano where the lava is still bright red and bubbling away, but it's underneath water. So it's something sort of similar to that. And so just to remind you, I'm sure I've said it 1,000 times, but each of the 5 organs is connected with a season. And so we're currently recording this, I'm currently recording this in the season of summertime. And summertime is the heart. Summertime is red, unsurprisingly. Summertime is about fire. And so we're going to start with the summertime sound. And what happens in Chinese medicine is that that particular organ for that particular season is asked to work at its hardest during that time. And so we can spend more time reinforcing the heart by using the heart sound and by putting our hands onto our heart if we want. I have to be careful with my microphone, but you can put your hands onto your heart. Or indeed, you can have your hands in front of your heart. This is a perfectly valid standing posture. Knees gently bent, weight softly forward into the tips of the toes. Hands brought up in front of the heart, that would work as well. But if you feel like you want to have the hands on the heart, and also indeed, if you feel that you just want to leave your hands on your belly, that's no problem. So whatever seems right to you, you find out the best posture for you. So in the 6 healing sounds, the heart sound is ha, H-A-A-A-A. And it's interesting that in English, the word heart sounds like the ha tone. I think there's a very nice sort of synchronicity in that. I should one day look up and find out the root of the word heart and how it's become so synonymous with the tone ha. Okay, so stand with the Wu Qi. You can actually also put your hands just above Wu Qi. Just above Bai Hui. So there's another posture that generates a bit more energy for this. So we can have our hands on our belly, we can have our hands on our heart, we can have our hands in front of our heart, but we can also stand and draw our hands gently up and lift them up so the fingertips almost touch and the hands are just above Bai Hui. Okay, so you'll hear me refer to Bai Hui many, many times. Bai Hui, it's interesting, we have 2 fontanelle points when we're a baby, at the front and at the back of the plate that kind of is the last part of the brain to close, you know, when there's still this soft patch on the head. And so what is essentially the back fontanelle point? If you were to take a line up the front of your ears and go up to the top of the head and then move forwards 2 more fingers. So take your index finger and run it up in front of your ears and straight up onto top of the head where they meet. Okay, then we move 2 fingers forwards, and that's where 𝐸𝐻𝐻 sits. So right on the very, very top of the head, 𝐸𝐻𝐻. And so in this instance here, we're drawing our hands up, and we're bringing the hands up so that the middle fingers lightly touch or half touch, and the hands just above the 𝐸𝐻𝐻 point. So if you can sustain this posture, that's great. And we're just going to breathe in through our nose with the weight gently forward. And then as we move the weight back, we say, ha. Gently forward into the toes. Breathe in. Gently back to the heels. Softly forward to the toes. Breathe in through your nose. Gently back to the heels. Gently forward to the toes. Breathe in through the nose. Softly backward to the heels. Just do 3 more. See if you can relax your shoulders as much as possible. Weight goes forward, knees bend, breathe in. Weight goes backward. Gently forward. Breathe in. Gently backward. Last time, softly forward. Breathe in. Gently backwards. Let's bring the hands slowly down and place them on the heart, one palm on top of the other. Connect deep inside your heart. So you might find that your heart is beating a little bit faster. You might find that your heart is slightly excited by that. We are stimulating the heart. Beside anything else, the heart channel and its associated channel runs from the little finger down your arm directly to your heart. So by bringing the hands up above the head in that posture, we're stimulating the heart activity. And of course, by putting the weight forwards into the toes, we're stimulating the fire path anyway, so that works for the heart. But without wanting to get the heart too far out of balance, that's why we have the hands, why we have the heels on the ground when we breathe out. Because if all you ever create is fire, you're going to become a very yang, excitable person. So this is why we have the moving to the toes, moving to the heels, because that brings about balance in the body. So gently hold the heart. Feel your heart deep inside your chest. Okay, because the heart is at this time of year, normally we'll just do one set of sounds per organ. But in the heart's case, let's do 2 here. We might do 2 for the next organ as well. We might do 2 for the kidneys, so perhaps I'm changing my mind as we go, but we shall see. Okay, so the heart, relax the hands gently down by the sides. So again, take up a posture that you can sustain. If you can bring the hands above, that's great. If not, you can have them in front of the heart. If not, you can just have them on your belly, whatever suits you. Gently breathe in, lift up. The fingers come to almost touch and they just sit above the Baihui point. Weight shifts softly forward to the toes, breathe in through the nose. Weight in the heels. Gently forward to the toes. Breathe in through the nose. Weight softly back to the heels. Weight moves forward to the toes and gently breathe in. Weight moves back to the heels. Forwards. Weight gently backwards. Keep your neck relaxed, shoulders as relaxed as much as you can. Weight gently forwards. Breathe in. Weight gently backwards. I think a nice thing to do would be to lift the hands up into the blue sky, stretch them up, and then gently work them down the sides. And then bring the elbows into the ribs and bring the hands onto the heart once more. Gentle, easy breathing here. Can you bring your mind to your heart? Perhaps you can feel the deep rhythmic thump of your heart as you gently press your hands against the sternum. The heart is one of the few tones that you can actually feel working. So if you have your hands pressed against your sternum, let's just do 2 or 3 more heart breaths, and you should be able to move your hands around and actually feel the vibration of the sound in your heart through your hands. Okay, so just shift the weight gently forward into the toes. Breathe in. Weight gently back to the heels. Move your hands around a bit if you need to feel that, if you don't feel the sort of sound, vibration, feedback. Weight forwards and softly breathe in. Weight backwards. Gently forwards. Breathe in. And weight gently backwards. So with a bit of luck, you may be able to feel your heart actually vibrating. And that's the whole point of the vibration. It's not just something nice we're doing, it's actually physically vibrating the molecules and the cells of the actual organ. And the word ha is pitched at exactly the right level to work for your heart. So you could gently just rub your hands around your heart for a moment or two, just connecting deep inside, gently massaging, imagining the energy of your palms can stretch deep inside your heart. We give our heart a loving massage. Okay, you can relax your hands down to the belly, or you can release your hands to the sides, whatever feels right for you. Just check your standing posture, knees gently bent, weight softly forward onto the toes. So oddly enough, in Chinese medicine, there are 2 seasons that cover the summer. And very often, I'm sure you can identify with the idea that in late August to early September, it starts to be a different kind of summer. It's a very kind of damp heat, a very sort of muggy, sticky kind of end to the summer. Whereas the summer to begin with is bright and sharp and shiny and hot, you know. And so that covers the heart. But when we move to late summer, this little period, which is normally about sort of 6 weeks at the end of summer, the Chinese split it very organized into 73 days per organ, but it tends to be about 6 weeks, something like that. A bit shorter, and the actual summer bit is a bit longer. So the spleen is what looks after this period called late summer. And the spleen sound is H-U in Chinese. In pinyin, it's hu. But actually, how we say it is by saying hu. And so a bit like an impression of an owl. Hu, hu. So when you say hu, so the tone is W-H-O, O, recurring, okay? So, whoo, a little bit of a blow through your open mouth. Okay. So, each of these has its own hand posture. And again, this one has they're all quite sort of testing hand postures, to be fair. Now, the reason I was suggesting that we just do 2 of the heart and 1 of everything else is for convenience sake. But, and because we're in the heart season, just to remind you of that. It was heart now, so we give heart a lot of extra boost. But we're going to do 2 of spleen, because the idea is that we can also build up our preparedness for the next season. And it used to be a really, really obvious thing for me when I was younger. Moving from autumn into winter, I instantly got a cold. In a moment, I had a cold. And so I worked on the next one we're going to do after that, lungs and to the kidneys. And I prepared myself much better, and it stopped happening. So we're preparing ourselves for the shift from bright, hot summer into muggy, deep, late summer. And if we prepare ourselves well, then our body can move between those 2 seasons without having any problems. So the stance is exactly the same. We're still in our shoulder width stance. We still have our knees bent. But this time we take our hands, and as we draw them up, we interlace our fingers. And we push the fingers forwards, and we draw the fingers up. And then we just incline ourselves slightly to the right-hand side. So what's happened there, and what's happened is that you've opened up the whole left side of your body. So the spleen is on the left-hand side, and so you've just gently stretched the body open and moved the spleen and drawn it open and given it space. So here we go. We push our hands up above the head. We lean across to our right-hand side, and we're going to say, whoo. So we'll do 6 of those. Keep the knees gently soft. Okay, weight softly in the toes. Breathe in through the nose. Shift the weight a little bit to the heel, and then we say, weight softly forwards, breathe in. Weight back to the heels. I'm going to try a lower tone. We'll talk about the pitch of the tone in a little minute. Breathe in with the weight forward. Gently shift the weight back. Weight gently forward. Breathe in. Weight gently back. We're still favouring the right hand side, stretching open the left. Weight goes forward. Breathe in. Weight goes back. Weight goes forward. Gently breathe in. Weight goes back. Straighten the body up. Gently release the fingers and allow the hands to float down the side of the body. And then when the hands come down, when the elbows come down, tuck the elbows into your ribs and bring your hands just to sit on top of your spleen. The spleen on the left hand side, just underneath the ribs and on the ribs. So in Chinese medicine, they kind of put spleen and pancreas together, and they just sit at kind of rib level, maybe slightly higher and slightly lower. So the hands just sort of resting on your left ribs. That gives you a contact with your spleen. So the spleen has this function of making the fluids in our body. So if you're someone who has very dry eyes, for instance, or very dry skin, that tends to be something that's a kind of a problem with the fluids in the body because of dryness, obviously, and that can really relate to the spleen. The spleen also has the sort of the Western functions of kind of taking nutrients from the blood and things like that, and filtering as well. But the spleen and pancreas, they're all about fluids in Chinese medicine. And included in that is blood, obviously a fluid, the viscosity of blood, not the content. Okay, so we just have our hands on our spleen. You could slightly just gently massage into the spleen while you're here. So using my logic, we're going to do an extra spleen set, which will help us build up for late summer when it arrives. I know we're still quite far away from it. It's being recorded now in the middle of June, and late summer only begins sometime maybe around the beginning of August. Can't remember the exact date for it. But we can still build up spleen energy. Never a bad idea. Okay, so let the hands relax down by the sides. We're going to bring our hands into the prayer position. We're going to entwine our fingers. We're going to bring the hands up. We're going to push them up in front of the face. We're going to stretch them up into the blue sky. We're going to favour the right hand side, opening up the left side of the body. Weight is shifted gently forward into the toes. Take the breath in through the nose. And then we say woo. So hands back, heels back. Woo. Weight shifts gently forwards. Breathe in. Weight shifts gently backwards. Forwards, breathe in. Weight backwards. Gently forwards, breathe in. Gently backwards. Gently forwards, breathe in. Gently backwards. Once more. Gently forwards, breathe in. Gently backwards. Straighten the body up. Release the fingers, let the hands drift gently down. Tuck the elbows in, and bring the hands onto the spleen. Just massage gently into the left-hand side, just around rib level, sending love deep inside your spleen. Blood and chi flow well in your spleen. All functions of your spleen, perfect working order. Okay, let the hands relax down by the sides. So my note about the tone. So sometimes the heart tone seems to be ha, and sometimes it's ha, ha. The really sort of deep version of ha doesn't sort of seem to work for the heart. However, with the liver and the spleen, spleen side, so you have to change it to see what suits your body. And for me, the lower down the organ is placed in the body, the deeper the sound wants to be. The higher up in the body, the higher the sound wants to be. So that's just perhaps that's just something that my logic has forced upon me. But it'd be good for you just to try making sounds higher, lower, see which one suits your frequency, suits your body's frequency. Because what we are doing is vibrating your body, not vibrating my body. You have to find the tone that works for your body. Okay, or the pitch. Sorry, not a great musician, don't know exactly how these things work, but you get the idea. I think it's tone. Okay, so next, lungs. So that is the autumn season. So your lungs sit right up underneath your shoulder blades, surprisingly high, right tucked up in the top here. And actually, the posture for this one is to draw the hands up the side and point the middle fingers into the ears. So you can see that the palm of your hand just rests above the tip of the lungs, and the middle fingers pointing into the ears. It doesn't connect to the ears, but it's just the how to get the right level for your hands, as it were. So the lung sound is s, 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 hissing like a snake. We'll bring our hands down for a moment while I just talk through this. I've got a terrible kind of way of explaining what the lungs are like in a biological sense. And I came up with the idea that they're like two pieces of broccoli that have been shoved into a bag upside down. So you have the bag with the broccoli inside it, and that's the sort of the way to demonstrate what a lung is like. But if you think about broccoli, you have the stems that come off, then the little stems that come off, and eventually you get to the florets, the tiny little bits on the end. And your lungs have exactly the same structure. They have this tiny little sort of, tips of the lungs all massed together like a big broccoli. And so what we're trying to do with this S tone is we're trying to vibrate to the very tips of your lungs, and the S makes that vibration deep inside your lungs. And so this is how we stimulate the flow of blood and qi right to the very, very tips of our lungs, and it really strengthens and powers up the lungs, and especially during autumn time. And you can see the association between lungs and coughing at that time of year. Everybody has a cough and that's their lungs that haven't got enough qi to support themselves through autumn. So we're going to build up that qi. We'll just do one set of 6. Okay, so draw the hands up, bring them above, have them pointing in. Okay, so weight gently shifts forward to the toes. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Shift the weight back to your heels. Hissing through your teeth like a snake. Weight gently forward to the toes. Breathe in. Weight gently back to the heels. Vibrating deep inside your lungs. Weight goes forward to the toes. Breathe in. Weight gently back to the heels. Always trying to relax the shoulders. Weight goes forward to the toes, knees are bent. Breathe in. Weight shifts back to the heels. Weight goes forward. Breathe in. Weight goes backward. Two more breaths to do. Gently forwards, breathe in. And backwards. Gently forwards and breathe in. Gently backwards. Raise the hands straight up into the air. Let the hands float down. Tuck the elbows into the ribs. Bring your hands just so the fingertips lightly rest on your lungs. Gentle breathing. Massage gently into this upper part of the chest. Hands, palms, just rubbing gently. So that's autumn time, and then winter comes next. It's the kidneys. So we won't do 2 sets of kidney sounds. We'll only do 1. We'll do 1.5. How about that? Rather than doing 6, we'll do 9. And the reason I would say do a little bit extra work for the kidneys is the kidneys are really the battery of your life. It goes beyond this kind of seasonal thing. It goes into this idea that the kidneys are just really important. So, you know, of all of the organs, it's a good one just to give a little extra boost to. So the kidneys, they sit obviously just on our kind of lowest rib at the back. And so you can actually sort of tap and massage your kidneys just with the side of your hand. You can tap onto them. You can gently massage with the back of the hand. That's never a bad exercise to be doing for our kidneys. Okay, so the kidney posture is slightly different. We're going to stand with our palms on our knees. And so what you do with this exercise, you gently bend down and you just let your palms rest over your knees. Okay, so they're just very softly touching the knees. The kidney channel runs through the knee, and so this is the point about it. We just have our hands gently on the kidney channel, but slightly arch your lower back. So this point we call 𝐜𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐬, opposite the belly button. It's just going to gently push out when we're leaning forwards. So just to give you the strange kidney tone, it's 𝐤𝐤. 𝐤, C-H-E-W, 𝐤𝐤, 𝐤𝐤, okay. Or 𝐤𝐤, 𝐤𝐤, or 𝐤𝐤, doesn't really matter. You can say 𝐤𝐤. Okay, so we're just going to gently bend forwards and put our hands onto our knees. Arch the lower back, push your little 𝐜𝐴𝐴 gait upwards or outwards sort of. Okay, take a breath in. Breathe in. Breathe in. So you get that plosive chew first, and then the E afterwards. Breathe in. Breathe in. Now, just a warning, don't put all the weight of your upper body onto your knees. We're apt to really sort of rest on our kneecaps, so that's not what we're looking for at all. We're just looking to have the palms lightly covering. The body should hold this stance. The 𝐜𝐴𝐴 should be pushed backwards, and the hand should be just gently over the knees. So breathe in. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Gently breathing in. Last time. Gently breathing in. When you stand up slowly. Just bring the hands onto the kidneys and massage gently, rub. Okay, and then finally we come round to springtime at last. And springtime is all about your liver. And so We're going to do the same hand posture we did for the spleen, except this time we're going to favour the left side, and we open up the liver on the right. And the the liver tone is shoo, like a shoe on your foot, but S-H-U-U-U-U recurring. Okay, so bring the hands together. We can bring the hands into the prayer position is the official way to do it, sorry. Bring the hands into the prayer position, facing down. As you raise the hands up, interlace the fingers, push the palms forward, take the hands up, and then favour the left hand side. Shoo, 6 times. So weight is softly forward in the toes. Breathe in. Weight is softly back in the heels. Forward to the toes, gently breathe in. Back to the heels. Forward to the toes, gently breathe in. Back to the heels. Opening the right side of your body, gently forward, breathe in. And backwards. Forwards, breathing in. And backwards. Bring the body up straight. Release the hands. As the hands come down the sides, let the elbows tuck into the ribs, and then bring the hands onto the liver. On the right hand side, gently massage into your liver. So the final 6th tone, which brings it all together, is the triple burner tone. So the ideal for this is just to lie completely flat on the ground and be very still. It's a bit like ending a yoga session with Shavasana. But the other thing to do when we do standing Qigong is just to have the hands on the belly, the body very soft in a comfortable posture, and we're just going to let the whole of the 5 organs merge together. And we think about middle dantian, the middle energy field, right in the center of our chest, and we say Shi. So it's X-I in Chinese, but Shi. So actually, let's move the hands to the center of the chest where the triple burner is centered and where the chi field is. Take a breath in. Weight is forward. Move the weight gently backwards. Integrates heart and lungs, spleen, pancreas, liver and kidneys. Weight is softly forwards. Breathe in. Gently backwards. Feel Shi reverberate deep in the center of your body, in the center of your chest. Weight forwards, breathe in. Gently backwards. Shi. Softly forwards, breathe in. Weight moves gently backwards, breathe out. Shi. Got 2 more. Gently forwards. Breathe in. Gently back. Last time, gently forwards. Breathe in. Gently backwards. Let the hands draw down onto the belly. Just hold lower dantian for a moment. Feel the abundance of energy in all of your organs, the abundance of energy in the whole of your body. Lower dantian qi is abundant. Middle dantian qi is abundant. Upper dantian in your head, abundant. Blood and qi flowing well through your body. Holding lower dantian, holding this energy field deep inside your belly, you can just imagine the qi can flow up your spine into your brain. Illuminate your brain with qi. Imagine your brain working beautifully, working really well. Illuminate your neck, thyroid. Illuminate your shoulders, all the way down your arms to your elbows, all the way down to your wrists, to your fingertips. Illuminate the whole of your spine with qi. As we go down, we imagine the ribs like a big qi hug around your organs. We imagine this upper area, now known as the upper burner, the middle burner, the lower burner. So the 3 parts, the 3 containers of the body filled with qi. We think about the spine down to the tailbone, into the hip joints, into the pelvis, into the ball and socket joint of the hips. Everything filled with qi, down to the thighs, into the knees. Fill your knees with qi, especially now we find this connection with the kidneys. Fill your knees with qi, down into the calves, down into your Achilles tendon, down into the ankle joint, down to the bones of your toes, filled with qi. And then feel the skin on the soles of the feet, up the back of the body, over the top of the head, down the front and sides. This beautiful glowing skin envelope that envelops all of your organs, keeps you, the bag that keeps you all together. Just imagine your skin is glowing beautifully. Your skin is healthy. And then once again, underneath, we think about underneath the feet, we think about the 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐟 layer. Sort of 10 centimeters of qi underneath your feet, 10 centimeters of qi up the back of the body, over the top and down the front, down the sides. We have this vast qi envelope, strong field of energy round your body, protecting you. And then the final is below the feet, a meter behind, a meter above, a meter to the front, a meter to the left and right, is our vast qi bubble, your qi body. So think about your qi body, protecting you but connecting you to the outside world. And as we stand here, just see in your mind's eye yourself, every cell in your body filled with qi, every organ in your body working well, every system in your body in perfect working order. Blood and qi flow well through everything. Your 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐟 layer is strong, protecting you. Your qi body, you, a being of light inside this wonderful bubble of qi. Everything working well. All functions of your body in perfect working order. All functions of your body, perfect working order. Ah, you are healthy. Let's draw a circle round the belly button. Just go anti-clockwise about 3 times. And then we circle around the belly button in the other direction. That just kind of brings us back into this time and space, brings us back into this reality. We've been off on our qi journeys. Now we're back in this body, back in this time, back, but protected this time. Think about your qi fields, your qi body. Really purposefully feel like you are protected, you are safe, you are healthy. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Release your hands down by the side. Let's give a little bit of a shake out. Let's move the body in whatever way you wish to move. If you want to bend, be very circumspect about that. Slowly, slowly coming up. But just respond to your body and feel what it wants to do. And then when you feel you've done all the bends and stretches you need. We finish off by saying 𝐜𝐥𝐿. So we can bring our feet together into the 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐿 pose, and we can raise our hands up in the air. So I say 1, 2, and then we all say 𝐜𝐿 together. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. Last time. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. Very good. So we have a little salute for each other in 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐿. You bring your right hand up, you put your left hand down, pull the fingertips together, thumbs on the end. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, because these come out every single week and you'll get a notification. And thank you very much for being here. Have a lovely day. Bye.